my YouTube channel, #Moviebae. I am Moviebae, and in this video, I'm going to be recapping and reviewing the Best Man final chapters. But before we get to it, I want y'all to drop down and hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Because here on Moviebae, I do reviews, reactions, and commentary to movies and television. And if that's the type of content that you like, you might as well hit the subscribe button and stick around. And if you find yourself enjoying my commentary along the way, don't be afraid to hit that thumbs up button and or drop a comment down below. Yeah, I know it kind of helps your girl with the algorithm and things, you know, support black businesses and things. Okay, now we can go ahead and get into this review. So we all know the Best Man 1999 classic. We all know our main characters, Harper, Jordan, Lance, Merch, and Q, right? Best Man holiday, fast forward 2013. Everybody's all married, we get together, and Mia, Lance's wife, passes away, okay? So now we are here in present day with the final chapters, same crew and all. How I'm gonna do this review is I'm going to go storyline by storyline. So let's start off with how the series starts off. So the series start off with the whole gang is going to some island to witness Q get married to Vanessa Williams. But that does not end up happening. Shelby decides that she wants to crash the wedding because she professes her loves to Q, and they end up actually being the ones to get married. Now, something that is notable that happened during that first 2 episodes, Q meets this island girl named Jasmine, and they hit it off, but she was also engaged, so it couldn't be any more than just a friendship at that time. All right, so let's go ahead and go through Q and Shelby's storyline. Shelby is no longer a housewife. She now has a spot on a panel on MSNBC that Jordan provided her with, all right? So she has to bring out Debate Team Shelby versus Ratchet Shelby, Ratchet reality TV show Shelby, okay? So during this storyline, Q and Shelby are both struggling with getting old. Shelby starts going through menopause, and she's fearing that she's being replaced by younger up-and-coming actresses and stars. And Quincy is having health issues. Quincy one day has a heart attack. He gets rushed to the hospital, and then he gets on all these restrictions. You know, you limit your exercising, no sex, no red meat, no salt, no alcohol, no smoking, things like that, right? And Quincy, being a man, doesn't want to oblige to these new rules and standards that he has to in order to stay healthy. Now, I'm trying to tell y'all, this storyline really spoke to me because Quincy started cheating on his health. So he started getting fast food, trying to bribe his daughter to get him fast food. He doesn't want to eat the healthy stuff. He starts smoking again. He starts drinking again. And Shelby is trying to support him on his health journey, but he's not trying to hear none of that. So this story ran close to my heart because my father had health complications like at the end of 2021. And y'all know men, y'all big stubborn. My dad did not want to change his eating habits. He didn't want to change. Well, he had to stop smoking. He had to stop smoking. But to this day, he still asks me, can you pour me a glass of wine? Can I have some champagne on New Year's? And it's like, Dad, no. No. Can you go to McDonald's for me? No, I cannot. Because I'm not going to help you kill yourself. And, oh, y'all. And it just really like rung home to me because it's like men are so damn stubborn. But at the end, Quincy kind of like put it in a nutshell that he never lived his life by limitations and he doesn't want to do so now. But you kind of got to love. You got a wife, you got a daughter, you have yourself to be healthy for. So PSA announcement, take y'all health seriously, especially as you get older. But even when you get younger, because you want to make sure nothing goes wrong as you get older. So Quincy has another heart attack. It's an acute heart attack that ultimately makes him start taking his health seriously, and he apologizes to Shelby for her trying to help him, and they live happily ever after. Another thing about that storyline though that was kind of like, Shelby had a 10-year-old daughter before she and Quincy got married. All along, that daughter was Quincy's, and she never told him. I didn't like that. It didn't play a major role in their storyline. I mean, it did, but it wasn't like the important stuff or anything like that. So that's why I didn't really bring it up. But I didn't like, how you gonna keep a man from his child for 10 years, bro? Like, that ain't cool, yo. That ain't cool. And if you didn't want to have it, if you didn't want him to know about it, you shouldn't have had the baby. Get a baby up for adoption. Like, don't keep that man from his baby, especially if y'all are in and out of each other's lives. Y'all run in the same circle. Like, that's messed up. That girl was calling him Uncle Q. Like, let's go ahead and go to Merch and Candace. Now, each one of them are having different problems, so we're gonna break them down, okay? Let's start off with Merch. Now, Merch, we all know, is the friend who used to date Shelby and the first best man, but he met and fell in love with Candace and they got married. They have 2 kids, okay? Now, Merch's issue is people perceiving him like he's some punk, like he's sensitive, like he's weak, okay? He is like a house dad, kind of, in this season, and he feels like he doesn't fit into his own family. So there's an incident with Merch and a Karen, and y'all, this really made me mad. Like, I started shaking. I was like, because he's trying to hail a cab for him and his daughters, and one daughter's already in the car. This white lady opens the door and the dog jumps in, and she's like, oh my God, they're stealing my taxi. Bitch. Like, and I completely understood when he said, you have a million scenarios going in your head and you're trying to pick the right one, but all of them have a bad outcome. I was like, that is so true. Like, I just pray that nothing like that happens to me, because I promise you, I won't choose the right outcome. I won't choose the right outcome. So I just understood when he said that and what he meant by that. Since that situation, and with his friends looking at him like he's some punk, because y'all already know they always have jokes for Merch. Harp's movie is perceiving him like he's some softie, some pushover, some doormat to Shelby. So Merch has to find his own outlet, and he starts doing MMA. He went from just a hobby to a competition. So now Merch is a competing underground MMA fighter. That goes viral and everybody found out about it. Next we have Candace. On that getaway destination wedding, Candace gets introduced to holistic drugs, okay? And she decides that she is gonna write her dissertation over plant-based approach for education. Her current advisor does not believe in her views nor her paper. So Candace decides to get a different advisor. Now this advisor takes her concept more seriously. Now Candace's advisor submits her paper over the plant-based approach to education to the academic journal, but he wants her to fine-tune it before it publishes. So he says, the only time I can fit you in my schedule is after office hours between 6 and 8. So she comes in to get help on her article, and he makes a move on her. It was so gross, because I'm like, this ain't even an attractive old man, okay? He started rubbing on her shoulders and trying to fill up on her boobs, and it's like, back the fuck up, like, for real. So luckily it didn't go any further than that, because the janitor came in and Candace just ran out of there. Now, she never told her husband about what happened with the professor. But one day, as a venting session, because the professor is starting to get all these accolades, she decides that she's going to inform the publication about his after-hours activities. Like I said it before, she never told her husband, but their resolution in this series were they were going to be more open and honest with one another and not keep any secrets, because Merch was keeping how he felt people were perceiving him bottled up. And of course, Candace kept her sexual assault bottled up. Let's go ahead and get into Lance. Now, Lance's storyline it's not just about him, it's about his junior, LJ. Lance is lost, you know, and especially being the single one amongst all his friends now is really hitting him hard. So Lance is trying to find his passion, okay? He decides to go back to the league. But that wasn't working out. So he decides, or the head coach offers him a coaching position. Now, Lance also has his junior, LJ, who plays football as well. But we find out the son doesn't want to play football. And he's also interning with Jordan at MSNBC. So Jordan one day tells him, hey, like, you don't have to wear your school uniform to work. Like, come dressed like you're going to work, okay? And baby, when LJ came in for work the next day, he started stepping with the steppers, okay? He had that new, he had the Fendi on, he had the eyeliner on, okay? Like, he was giving, okay? Like, no tea, no shade. I was like, you better step. So, of course, this catches Jordan by surprise. And we find out that LJ actually identifies as non-binary. Now, Moviebae, what the heck is non-binary? Well, the show kind of touched on it, but they left a lot up for interpretation. So non-binary means the person does not identify? The person does not identify with societal gender roles, okay? So they feel as if I want to present as a male today, I can present as a male. If I want to present as a female today, I'm gonna present as a female. They did use this great example in the show. They used Prince as an example, which Prince never came out as non-binary. However, walking example, like he was a man and he wore heels and tight pants and had eyeliner and just flamboyant, but still had the hose. Okay, so it's like you can't put me in a box. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Today's examples will include people like Lil Uzi Vert, who has not come out as non-binary, but if he wants to wear a skirt, he's gonna wear a skirt. If he want to wear a purse, he's gonna wear a purse. Harry Styles is one, and another one who has came out as non-binary is Kalani. Different people go by different pronouns. Like Kalani goes by she, her, they, them, and in this show, LJ goes by they, them. Can I break that down for y'all? Okay, so I want to say this about that storyline real quick. I feel like for the demographic of this show, this is a great conversation. The demographic of this show would be people from their, I would say like their 60s into like 25, from 60 to 25 years old, okay? And a lot of people, like people my mom's age, 55 plus, they don't know, they don't know the new letters, okay? They don't know LGBTQ plus community. Like, so I like the fact that they didn't just make LJ gay, because everybody knows what being gay is. They chose to educate the public, their audience, on a different letter, non-binary. So I really applaud them for doing that. Because like I said, like it's a closed off subject, and it's a very confusing subject. It's a realistic subject. So why not have that subject matter in here? I feel like they were necessarily doing the LGBTQ storyline just for clicks. I really do feel like it was for an educational purpose for the demographic of this show. So I applaud them for that. Now let's get back to the storyline. LJ hasn't told their father. I'm gonna try my best not to say his, okay? LJ hasn't told their father about them being non-binary. But LJ is friends with Quincy's and Shelby's daughter, and they're downstairs making a TikTok to some saucy Santana. Quincy walks in, sees LJ in a wig, and decides to go mind his business by starting a group chat with all his friends, telling all his friends that LJ is non-binary. One day, LJ decides he's tired of hiding. He might as well come out. It's on New Year's, New Year, New Me, True Me. So they decide to post that very TikTok on the internet. Old people not knowing how to work technology. Shelby displays a TikTok on the widescreen. Lance sees it and all hell breaks loose. In my opinion, LJ took the news about his son how I think most Black fathers would. Shock, surprise, disbelief, and then with rage. He was like, wipe that shit off your face, because LJ had makeup on their face. He canceled LJ's credit cards, donated his feminine clothing, was demanding to regulate what they wore, and Lance was trying to control LJ versus just accepting LJ. So because Lance couldn't accept LJ, LJ decides to run away for a few days. We find LJ in an LGBTQ plus friendly church. They reconcile, okay, as father and child should. Now Lance is more forgiving of LJ. Now, Lance is also getting his jersey retired by the New York Giants. And at that jersey retirement party, we see Jasmine. And I was like, what the hell is she doing here? And he said the same thing, like, how you gonna come to my city at my event and not speak to me? And I was thinking, same, okay? But she has relocated because her job has brought her in New York. And I was really happy by this. I feel like it kind of moved a little fast, but I was really happy by this. Lance and Jasmine are engaged, and her ring is bigger than Shelby, and Shelby don't like that. Time for an upgrade, Quincy. If you're enjoying my commentary so far, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stick around for more reactions, commentaries, reviews, all of that. I think I said that out of order, but y'all know what I mean. Don't forget to thumbs up this video and leave a comment down below. Do you think that the queer storyline was just for clicks, or do you think it was for educational purposes? Do you believe in plant-based holistic drugs, okay, especially for minors as well? Leave it all down in the comment box below. All right, let's go ahead and get into our last two storylines, the juicy storylines: Jordan, Harper, and Robyn. Now, we all know Jordan works at MSNBC, and she gets a promotion, a vertical promotion, to be a producer, showrunner. But she hasn't really produced anything good until she gets Shelby to be a part of her all black lady panel. Jordan has an old love interest from college that tries to date her again, but she wants to take her time. Meanwhile, he's rushing things. Now, when I tell y'all I'm Jordan, and I don't want y'all to judge me, I'm Jordan, like, rekindling with an old fling who cheated on you, and then it's like, but I'm trying to like fill you out. It's been decades later, and he like, no, I want to take you to Paris. It's like, I want to fill you out. but Jordan's friends encourage her to take a leap of faith and give old dude a chance. So she gives old dude a chance. And the moment she does, she finds out that he has private investments in prisons. And that doesn't align with her morals and her values, which is really important, because if we don't believe in the same things, like on a higher aspect, it's never gonna work. So ultimately, Jordan ends up breaking up with him. Jordan is also, we know her to be the workaholic. Success, work, that's Jordan, right? She's working so much so, though, that she is suffering temporary blindness due to her stress. And not only that, she finds out that she might be pregnant. But we find out that she's not pregnant. And Jordan is slightly relieved, but at the same time, heartbroken. Because she wanted for once to not have control of a situation and have to just kind of wing it and go with the flow. And she feels like that was probably her last time to possibly be a mother. I identify with this character so much, y'all. One day in a meeting, when you just have people talking, and you just stressed with what's going on around you, they ask Jordan, what do you want to do, Jordan? And Jordan says, I have to leave. That bitch got up and walked out the meeting. Because period. Jordan decides that she's finally going to put herself first, her health first, self-care first. And amongst doing that, she informs Harper that they will not have a future together, but he should focus on himself the same way she is focusing on herself. Now, let's go ahead and get into the juicy part, the part that really made me mad throughout this entire series. Robyn and Harper. I want to preface the storyline by saying Robyn and Harper were never meant to be together. I said it. They were never meant to be together. From the very first movie, there was never a chemistry between Harper and Robyn. I felt like Robyn was always pressuring Harper to see her, to love her, to be with her. And Harper only asked her to marry him because he knew it wasn't gonna work with Jordan. This was doomed from the beginning. Harper wants to be taken as a serious writer. He's been producing these, like, he called them what, Costco books or whatever, something just for, like, I guess salacious book club meetings or whatever, but he wants to be taken more seriously. Now, Robyn, to me, seems desperately trying to prove that she's black. I'm gonna try to be non-biased, y'all, but Sanaa Lathan, granted, great actress, beautiful lady, but every role she is in, I cannot stand her character. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, she always plays a bitch, and I don't like her. Like, not the likable bitch, and the bitch taking on your nerves. So in this movie, or in this show, Robyn is all motherland and roots and plants. And she's a chef, so I understand that part. But she's really OD with it. So much so, she's taking her daughter to protest, getting arrested with her daughter and in front of her daughter. And she doesn't understand why Harper is upset. She doesn't understand why Harper is upset that she had her daughter in the middle of a protest where she ended up getting arrested. I'm teaching our daughter how to stand up for herself. Don't you think she's traumatized? Like, girl, I understand. Teach your children, I don't have kids. Teach your children to make a difference, to stand up for themselves. Agreed. She can protest in a different way because she's a kid. Harper has also been trying to get Robyn to move to the Upper East Side, but she wants to stay in Harlem with the black folks. So she finally gives in to Harper. They move to the Upper East Side, and she keeps her restaurant in Harlem to keep her grounded, is what she says, okay? Let's also talk about Robyn's little market friend, Jaha. Robyn has been making googly eyes with this market guy named Jaha, and she wants to get more than produce from him, okay? And, oh, I was just like, Harper hasn't even done anything yet. Not that we've seen. You know, so it's like, you just flirting with this young man with your whole child. You taking your child to meet this man, and what? This man coming to your house delivering stuff when Harper not there, and where's boundaries? Where are the lines? Does Harper know about Jaha? Cause you married. So you having friends of the opposite sex that your husband don't know about? This Jaha guy, he sees a bar that has history to it, and he wants Robyn to purchase it for something useful versus then it being turned into a Chipotle. Robyn tells Harper about the location. Harper says he needs more information, so he'll contact the realtor. Harper doesn't contact the realtor in enough time, and the spot is gone. So Robyn is upset about this. Harper's defense was, I didn't know how serious you was about this restaurant because you always have ideas that you never follow through on. And he didn't want to make a big purchase for something that she's probably not going to follow through with. However, if she already has one restaurant and she wants another one, I don't know why he wouldn't take that seriously. You know what I'm saying? This is Robyn's breaking point, and they decide to go to couples therapy. In this couples therapy session, she is expressing how she doesn't feel supported by Harper and that she is second priority to his career. And she wants him to understand how she's feeling and what he's doing to her, but she has never expressed that to him. How do you want him to know you're upset with his behavior if you've never told him you're upset with his behavior? I majored in communication, y'all. You gotta talk. Like, it don't make sense. It don't make sense. You want people to read you, and you mad when they can't. If you got a problem, speak up. But they end up being in a better place after marriage counseling. And Harper is getting his book adapted into film. It's time for the premiere of Harper's movie. This premiere has already been set and scheduled. However, Robyn has an event that she planned, or that was planned, and the only open spot to have this event was the same day as the premiere. Follow along. I know y'all already know what happened, but listen to where I'm going with this, okay? So she says, okay, let's compromise. I'll come to the red carpet. I'll watch the movie, but I can't stay for the after party. Harper's like, really? Oh my gosh, you'll do that for me? Thank you so much. So she comes to the red carpet, she goes to the premiere, and she leaves before the after party. Now, after this premiere, as a result of this party that she had, she gets a job offer in Ghana for the summer. He tells Harper, he was like, when is it? She said from June to early August. And why? What you mean, why? Because I got a career too. What you mean, why? Like, why do I need to know when the dates are? Because I have a career too. I might have shit planned during that too. But at the moment, he didn't. But eventually, when the movie started taking off and they want to make a TV show and another movie, some things come up and he won't be able to go in June, but he'll be able to go in July and August. And she gets upset and talks about how he doesn't support her because he can't come June, July, and August anymore. Now, wait a minute. Didn't I have a premiere that was already scheduled? Something came up with you. You compromised. We good. You couldn't go for the whole thing, but you came to some things, right? So now you have an event that's planned. I have something that comes up, and I can't stay for the whole thing, but I'm going to come for 2 months. And you have a problem? It's literally the same scenario. I could not stand Sanaa Lathan in this freaking movie. Like, Robyn's character, I hope they don't, if they continue this, she need to stay where she at. Because Robyn can't do this no more. She files for divorce. Okay? Files for divorce. Comes back from Africa, tries to finalize the divorce. And in the meeting where Harper's about to sign the papers, she says, oh yeah, and me and Mia are moving to Africa. She didn't say she had a job offer. She just said, I enjoyed it when I was there. She doesn't have a legit reason to move to Ghana. She just wants to move to Ghana and take the daughter with him, I think, to spite Harper. That was fucked up to me, y'all. And excuse my French, but that was really, really just the icing on the cake to her being vengeful. Like, if she had a job offer there, it would have made more sense why you would want to move and take your daughter. But she just liked it. I want my daughter to live in a place where she's not judged by her hair color or criticized by her skin color or treated like it's not racism in Ghana, like it's not colorism in Ghana, like it's not bullies. She's a kid. She's going to go through these things regardless. Like, I don't understand why you need to move to Africa. Harper decides to file for custody. My daughter's not going nowhere. And I'm not moving to Africa for what? And none of his friends are in support of him, except for Q-Conda. And yeah, Jordan was just trying to mediate. But it was like, is everybody blind right now? And all the women were all like, well, that's her mother. And I'm her father. Like the fuck? Like the fuck? And I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Because women want men to be present in their children's lives. But this argument, well, I'm the mom. Then what the hell you want the father there present for if you gonna act like that? Like, it don't make no sense to me. And I was just like, Harper in that moment, like, is nobody listening? Like, is everybody dumb right now in this moment? Situation gets ugly. They're sharing custody with the daughter before they move to Africa, before she moves to Africa. And Harper decides that Mia has Robyn's spirit and he doesn't want to damage her, I guess, like personality or her being. So it's probably best that she goes to Ghana with her mom. Resolution to their relationship is they're sharing custody. Robyn flies the daughter out spontaneously to come see her father, and that's really the end of them. Now, I know what y'all thinking. Themoviebae, you skipped when Harper and Robyn, no, you skipped when Harper and Jordan kissed. They kissed. We know that they meant to be together. God knows when to interrupt. And if it had gone all the way, then of course I'd be on Harper about that. But I mean, not saying that it's right because he was still married at that time. But Robyn know what it is. She not dumb. Well, she is dumb because The moment, like, all of that happened in the first movie, I'd have been like, nope. Like, after the wedding, bye. Because, like, no, like, Robyn has been taking a back seat, not to his career, not to Harper's career, but to Jordan. So if she's really mad about anything, that's what she should be mad about. And can we talk about how they named their daughter Mia? After not just a friend, but after somebody Harper slept with? I wish my husband would want to name my child after his ex or after somebody he done smashed. Like, no. That's why I'm naming the kids around here, because I don't know what your mind thinking. My final review for this show, it took me a while to get into it. Like, after the first episode, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna finish this, but it got better. I feel like each storyline had current subject matter, and I feel like they were handled well without being pushy and in our faces. Do I think the show should continue? I kind of wanted to. And I was opposed to the Best Man Holiday. I still don't like it. It was too heavy for me. But I wouldn't mind if they continued. Thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. Be sure you subscribe to my channel to stay tuned for more videos just like this. Hit a thumbs up if you enjoyed my commentary. And of course, leave a comment down below. Team Robyn, Team Jordan. Was Robyn tripping or am I tripping? Like, y'all gotta let me know in the comments down below, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. It's a date.